so here we have our robot friend. I have not found a name for him yet, but I have to find one. And so we have to use different controls. Basically use WASD to move around. But you can also, there's also the ability to pick up rocks and stuff. You can use space, left click, right click, shift. There's a bunch of different ones you can use. So if you want to use your mouse, you can use your mouse, doesn't matter. So we move past those rocks. And I go down here and I pick up a rock, and I played through this once and I forgot. I thought I had to grab this rock, but I was completely wrong. So I'm going to carry this rock all the way up here just to remember I don't need it. So you can activate the switch, you can push it, you can pull it, whatever. And it's going to open this door. And from here we go through these fields. You can pass through, but only you. If you try to take something with you, a rock, piece of metal, you'll find out. Now we have to open this door, and the only way to open this door is you pick up one of these rocks, preferably one of the smaller ones, and you place it on the red button, and it opens, and it will stay open. So we continue on, and there's a hatch. We want to open this hatch and go through it. There's nothing else here. And we're going to move through the tunnel. Some unnecessary time in my opinion, but it adds a dramatic, I guess, drama, dramatic, however you want to say it. Adds to it. So first we're here with our first challenge. We pull this lever, and it shoots out a red ball from one tube to the other. So we need that ball. And we're going to do this by picking up one of these rocks and putting it in the way. Now, I was a little bit more thorough and put it into it, but you just have to block it. And you're going to pick up. Now, the only thing I have to really say that's bad about this game so far is the hitbox for picking up stuff is a little bit small. Now, I don't know if that's because I played at a much higher resolution, but the hitbox is just really small. Now, I messed up here a little bit and pulled this rock out to get to the button down there, and as I'm pulling it out, the rock falls in and wedges in perfectly. And I spent like the next 15 seconds trying to get this out. I mean, the physics are relatively good for the game because it was built with the Unreal dev kit. So once we get this rock out of the way, because I'm an idiot and it fell in, we just go ahead and push this down here, and it's going to push the button for us. And it's going to open this door. Timing kind of sucks in this game, but what can you do? So we come down here, and there's these lights, and if this means anything to you, Simon Says. So we pull it and we get a light configuration. And we gotta do this 3 times. Now I was lucky enough to where my combinations were pretty easy this play around. Like I said, this one was relatively easy. It was blue, blue, yellow, yellow, blue. So we pull these for the 3rd time, and once we pull it, I did only pull it twice. I didn't pull all the way up. It's going to complete it, and it's going to save your game. This game saves a lot. Like every time you complete something little, it saves. So here we pull this lever again, or another lever I should say, and we pull this light orb out. Now I'm not exactly sure what these are. I'm pretty sure they're just like self-sufficient light bulbs. So before we go any further, we want to open this hatch and we want to put this light bulb in here. It's going to push it through to the next part of the level for us. You have to do this throughout the game. Now as we come down here, you see this bar with 4 squares. This is one of the first major puzzles we have to get through. Well, I wouldn't call it major. It's the first major puzzle, really. It's not too hard. So you want to pick up the bar. We only have to bring over 2. Forgot there was one over there. So I take a little bit extra time to bring all 3. My skills at throwing stuff in this game is amazing. So now we want to figure out what has to be done here is we have to push these buttons so that the discs open so they're blue. So we find out that one doesn't want to be covered, but the other 2 need to be pushed. So they're all open. But not that one. And so we put a block there, and keeping this center like this is kind of a pain in the butt. I didn't realize that one of the blocks would come in. So we gotta take that 3rd one. I didn't realize I had such trouble with this. Move it all the way to the right, and we gotta move the bar back over and push down. And this will allow the light orb to come through. And we want to pick this up and bring it to the left. Now, the object of this puzzle is we want to expand. There's 3 here, and basically we want to make it so there's a gear that goes in and starts the whole clockwork up. Now, I took a little bit longer with this. You just have to play around with it. I think from here I should have just pulled the left lever once and I would have been fine. Yeah. You pull the right lever and it'll move that twice. Then it's gonna come together and push in and start it up. Anybody who works on cars knows that air conditioning units in cars do this. So for something unmechanical, it's very mechanically inclined. And we want to push this light orb into this hole. See, we're doing this all the time. And we go through this one to advance to the next part of the level. Now there's a switch here we need to pull, but it's not activated right now. And we pick up the light orb, and we're going to go down. It's pretty dark down here. It was just something to... I guess this was just really just used to show off how interesting backgrounds and layouts you can have with the Unreal Development Kit. It looks pretty cool. Unnecessary, but looks really cool. And then we get to this. This is a giant heart, and I've come to the conclusion that this that I just put the light into is a pacemaker. So we want to go... There's several rooms branching off from here. There is no set order that I could tell, but there is a set order. Where certain ones you have to do before others. So from here we have to line this up so we can get through here. There is a specific way to mess with the scales and get them lined up perfectly, but I just went and made it as hard on myself as possible. And just moved this, picked up the block from the second one, and pretty much removed all the blocks from the first one. Getting through is a slight pain in the butt, but... Oh wait. See, when you move down it readjusts it slightly. I just don't get the picture, I guess. Yeah, that was good enough for me to get through. You go up a little bit and come back down, and it'll readjust so you can get through. So, toy with that just to get through. Now this next part, there's a gear that I passed over. We have to actually destroy that by coming over here and picking up this rock. Toss it into the gear. It's going to break off and roll down and destroy that door down there. I was a little upset because my first playthrough this didn't happen. Those doors got in the way. It was really frustrating. I had to take time to move all these doors out of the way. This doesn't always happen, so I'll probably end up just cutting this part out. It takes like 3 minutes for me to do. So now that we got these out of the way, we go through the hole and down the path. And yes, I know, I'm aware I clunk into a lot of things. Now this, you have to click to levitate it until the doors stay open. You don't try to rush through. I forgot. So you have to hold it until the doors stay open and they lock open, basically. Pass through one of these safe things. Now here's an interesting thing. If you go down here, you'll see that there's actually 3 mirrors in the water. Now we want to bounce this laser to a receptacle over to the left. I probably should have showed that before I just went and did the puzzle. Probably see it here soon. It's right there off to the left. It's that circle spinning thingy. Now we want to set it up so it's actually the wrong way. Takes me forever. These kind of puzzles I dislike because it's all about reflection of light. It's a concept and it's all about thinking it through in your head. I don't think. So we want to bounce that up there, and we want to take the top right mirror, and we're going to tilt it around till it points to the I guess they're diodes. I'm not exactly sure what they are. Now before you go to the next room, see, it's going to fill this light meter up, and then the door is going to unlock. But before you go forward, you want to come back and activate this mirror so it goes like that, and then you want this one to point down too. It's important for a later part of the game that took me quite a while to figure out. It took me almost 45 minutes to figure out how to do this. It made me feel stupid. Take note of the diode up there, and there is one in the water that will be used later. After we come out, we want to go to the left. So we come back down through here and we go through the piping system. Once you get through the piping system, you'll be brought to this room. There's nothing in this room. I even made sure to go check real quick. See? Go back and look, and there's a computer up there, a couple other things. Just details. Now, you come down here, and there's a slope. You actually want to go to the right. But before you're going to go to the right, and when you go to the right, you notice that there's a switch you can't activate, and actually those broken wires, we're going to pick up one of these rocks, and we're going to throw it in here. And as you notice, the water level is going to increase. Now we fly all the way up to the left, through this hole, and we need every one of these. We need both the bar and the rocks and the metal square. And we're just going to go ahead and drag these through. And it's just it's a little bit more efficient just to come out and toss them down there, instead of going all the way down and all the way back up. Repeat the process over and over again. It's probably what they wanted you to do, to spend more time, because this game is on Steam. I think it's on sale right now for like $10. They pretty much said that there was 3 hours of gameplay. When I'm done with this, you'll see that there's only about 5 or 6 videos to 15-20 minutes each. It was really only about an hour's worth of gameplay for this. Now this was after I figured I already know everything, and this is just straight up gameplay and not figure anything out really as I go. So would I recommend it? Yeah, I would probably recommend it because my first playthrough it took me about 4 or 5 hours. But so once we pick up, you actually don't need every one of these rocks. So you pick up this last one, you're gonna bring it over, and it's gonna bring the water level up high enough to where the door now activates. You're gonna pass through one of these giant screen filters. They're all over the place. Luckily, it's not like Portal where it like destroys stuff. It just stops it from going through. Now, this next puzzle, you have to direct the light up to this diode again. And I think I'm just going to skip ahead to where I figure it out because this one actually did take me some time. So I'm going to skip ahead to where I actually finished it. Oh, as you can see, you take the first one of these black boxes and you want to put one of the mirrors slanting to the bottom right and put it on top. And then you want to take another one of the mirrors that's slanting to the top and to the right, so it's pointing up. Now the first time I did this, I actually found out you can reflect the light a certain way. But I ended up just holding it right there, and as you can see to the right, there's a little meter filling up. You just gotta get it to fill up to green, and once that's done, you can drop it. Now, before you leave the room, you want to actually move this black box out of the way. Or, no, you don't. I made a mistake. You want to not move the black box and keep the mirror on top. Got ahead of myself on that one. And you want to get the one that actually reflects to the bottom right. Always grabbing the wrong mirrors. I went and grabbed the same one. I am not bright. I can't believe how stupid this looks. Did not mean to do that. I think I was recording this and someone needed me in my house. So you want to get both of these lined up so both these lights from the last room, this one, are pretty much on top of each other. And you want to move the mirror that goes to the top right so it can hit both of the cathodes, diodes, whatever they are. And it's going to fill up that green meter. Unfortunately, because it's on water, it's a little sensitive. See, I just barely pushed it and it goes forever. And basically you line it up and it's going to fill that green. It looks like a temperature meter actually. Those might actually be salt heat collectors, kind of like how we have for energy. But it's going to give us another one of the orbs, and we want to go put this into the bottom left socket. Which then opens up another part of the puzzle game for us, and we want to go to the right. Or no, sorry, not to the right. We want to go to the left. I wish this game would have had a mini map of sorts that we could look at. Yes, we want to go to the left and we want to flip the switch. And it's going to open this, and it's actually going to take us to another level. So there's another switch here that does not activate. And we're going to continue down through a long passageway. And take note of this machine over here. You pull it, and you actually pull these things out. They are bombs that do not arm until you actually pick them up with the... I don't know what to call it. I guess they're anti-gravity grappling hook kind of thing. I actually haven't figured out what it's called. So they will sit there until you pick them up. So you want to put that in front of the switch and it opens the door for you. These will play a bigger part in the game later. They just slowly introduce you to these things. So we're going to fly all the way down. Notice the furnace to the right. And there's these rocks that you can see that are kind of like grayish silver. But right now we want to pick up one of these fireballs.